Hi Virgo, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your October 2021 tarot reading. Thanks to those of you who've liked, reviewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic cross spread as always. And I also pulled an Oracle card and a Mudra card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us. See where the focus will be there. So let's see what we get. Okay, so we have Mercury. Not too surprising to see this come up. You guys are ruled by Mercury, and there's going to be a Mercury retrograde in Libra for a good portion of October. And for you guys, it's in your second house of possessions and self-worth and finances. All right. We also have one. So first house. At the time I'm recording this, we're just wrapping up Virgo season, so it would make sense if you guys still have a lot of focus on yourselves at this time. And we have Libra. So again, naturally, like we said, we're moving into Libra season right now, and then the Mercury retrograde will be there. Mars is in that sign. Obviously, the Sun will be there, so plenty of activity going on. The new moon will be in Libra, so lots of activity there. So yeah, could be a lot of focus on yourselves, finances, communication. All right, so we'll keep that in mind as we go through the main spread. All right, the main situation position, we have the 10 of Swords. So this is actually Gemini energy here. And I'm getting a few different things with this. For some of you, this could just be saying that maybe you've just really been overthinking the situation a lot, and there could be an end coming to that. For others of you, it could just be saying that you've had a heavy focus on your career, given that for you guys, Gemini is your house of career and social status. And the North Node's wrapping up its transit through that sign, so you could have just been giving a lot of energy to your career at this time. Could just be wearing you down at this time. What else comes to mind with this? And for others of you, well, all right, let me look at let's talk through the challenge cards, and I'll give you the other scenario that came to mind too. And the challenger obstacle position, we have the Sun, and we have the Knight of Wands. So this is Sagittarius energy here. So we do see that opposition, the Gemini, and we have the Sagittarius energy along with the Sun. Now these are very much more bright, vibrant energies compared to that 10 of Swords, right? And these are in the challenge. So a few different ways I could see these energies playing off against each other. For one, could be saying that maybe you're expected to be in a more bright and bubbly mood, right? Maybe people, for example, just to give you a generic example, since the Virgo season's just wrapping up, maybe it's one of those things where everyone's like, hey, Virgo, come out, let's celebrate your birthday, things like that, right? And you're just like, okay, I'm swamped at work, I can't even do it, right? For others of you, could just be saying that maybe you went a little too heavy with the socializing, and due to that, you don't have any energy for anything else, so you could be in a bit of a recuperation mode this month. And for those of you, could just be saying that, you're wrapping up having such a heavy focus on career, and next you will be more focused as the North Node moves into your 9th house on, more foreign affairs, higher learning, philosophies. So could just be saying that, you certainly might not feel like it's a comfortable transition at this time, but it could just be saying that that's what you're feeling too, that natural transition toward that area. All right. In the foundation position, we have the 9 of Pentacles. So this is Virgo energy here. Ace of Wands and King of Wands. So, given that this is Virgo energy, this could certainly point to your energy. And if that's the case, I feel like it's saying that maybe you have been taking a little bit of a rest, right? Just getting a little bit of time to recuperate, focus on yourselves for a bit. And in the process of doing so, you might have had some fresh ideas that came to mind for how you could actually advance yourselves with that King of Wands energy, especially because for you guys, Leo is your 12th house too. So yeah, it could just be saying that you've been doing that. Maybe you're just out in nature, reconnecting with nature, thinking through what you want your next goals and your next area of focus to be, and actually figuring out ways to move toward that. For some of you, if we want to look at it in a more mundane way, especially since we see the Sun energy there, which could also tie to Leo, it could just be saying that maybe you've been enjoying being single for a while, but now there could be possibly a Leo in your life that you're actually drawn toward and thinking of moving toward a connection with them. All right. In the past position, we have the 2 of Wands. So this is actually Aries energy here, usually represents taking action and a fresh start there as well. And especially given that we're moving into Libra season, for some of you this could point back to something that you might have started around Aries season And now we're actually seeing some completions around that as we move through Libra season. So that's one way I could see that playing out. For you guys, this is also 8th house energy too, so it could have been around some investments that you might have made, possibly even some overseas investments too, given that we do see he's looking out over the horizon and he's holding the globe. So that's what could be happening with that. Present position, we have the 7 of Cups, which is Scorpio energy, and the King of Swords, which is Aquarius energy. So 2 fixed energies here, but they look drastically different, right? Now, given that this is Scorpio energy and that for you guys that is your 3rd house of communication, could just be saying that maybe there was just a lot of back and forth communication, but you weren't necessarily seeing it clearly. And now with that King of Swords energy, it could just be saying that you're cutting through that now and you're actually seeing things more clearly. Another way I could see these energies playing out too could just be saying that on the surface, people might, you might be doing something that's a bit out of character for yourself, so they might see the way you're moving and think that you're not seeing the situation clearly, but really you have all the clarity in the world. That's another way I could see that playing out too, because this could be how you just perceived, but underneath it all, you actually have a very clear vision for what you're trying to do. Let me see what else comes to mind with this. And I mean, this could just point to some transits we'll have going on too. As things move through Scorpio, for example, Venus, it's going to be making square aspects with the things going on in Aquarius. So Saturn, for example, Jupiter. So yeah, there could be a lot of shifts with that too. And for some of you, this could just say that maybe you have a lot of things going on with your work lives too, since Aquarius energy is your 6th house. And maybe you're just trying to sift through and say, okay, what should I put my focus on? And speaking of focus, in the near future position, we have the 8 of Pentacles. So more Virgo energy here. This is definitely a more action-oriented type of energy compared to the 9, as you could see in the artwork. So this could just be saying that maybe you've been going through a lot of a evaluation phase, and now you're actually able to move forward towards something. Now, for some of you, it might even seem like a bit of a setback. So, for example, let's say you made some investments, like I mentioned with that 2 of Wands. And you might have even initially known, going back to what I was saying, where some people might have been looking at you like, what are you doing? You might have known it might have given you a temporary setback, but you also might have had a hunch that you could be able to build back quickly. So that's one way I could see it playing out, right? So we see it going from the 9 to the 8. For others of you, like I said, if this also involved a period where you may have been overindulging, right? That's another situation that could lead to a bit of a setback with your finances. And now you could just be like, all right, I went through that phase, I'm good to go now, right? With that King of Swords energy, that could be you getting refocused too and approaching your work with a fresh energy. So a couple different ways I could see that playing out. Let me see if anything else comes to mind with this. And for some of you, this could even be the start of you going to business for yourselves too, given what I mentioned there, since that is 10th house of career energy. Maybe you guys had a more traditional career role. You might have decided to move away from that with that 2 of Wands energy, start something for yourselves, and now you're actually able to put the work toward it. All right, and the position of your influence in the situation, we have the 9 of Swords. So interesting, because I was mentioning there that there could be a level of confidence that you guys have underneath the surface that others might not be seeing, but to see the 9 of Swords here, it could go either way, right? It could just be saying that maybe you're presenting that image of you really do know, but there could actually still be some confusion. But more than anything, I feel like this is pointing more to possibly being overwhelmed than anything. So this could be where you guys are now, and seeing that 10 of Swords there, it could just be saying that eventually you will break out of that energy where, something's got to give, right? So that's what I see with that. And if that's the case with the Sun and the Sagittarius energy, it could even just be saying that you might need to take a bit of a vacation just to get that reset. And maybe that's what that 9 of Pentacles is pointing to in the foundation as well, which is to say, okay, if you really do feel like you're maxed out, maybe you should take a little time away, even if it's just a long weekend somewhere, right? Go hiking or something random like that. It doesn't have to be a huge international trip or something, but just a different environment for you guys to clear your minds, hit the reset button, and then you'll be able to come back reinvigorated toward your work. All right, in the environment position, we have the 6 of Cups. So a lot of Scorpio energy here. We had the 7 of Cups there, now we have the 6 of Cups. Bottom of the deck, we have the King of Cups. And like I said, those are all related to your third house communication. And we did also have Mercury come up in your dice too. So could just be saying that there's a lot of movement around communication, possibly clearing up some miscommunications. This is definitely an energy that could point to reconciliation. I often refer to this as the being the bigger person card, because we look at the size difference between the two people in the image, and then it looks like he's the one extending the cup there. So could just be saying that there could be an opportunity to heal connection if it has gone off the rails recently. For example, just a super generic example, maybe you've been so wrapped up in career things that you haven't been able to give energy to your friendships or your one-to-one relationships. And now you might be breaking out of that cycle, able to reconnect. Now, this could also be someone coming toward you as well, given that it is in the environment. So it could go either way. It could be you extending the olive branch or someone extending it toward you. In a way, well, I'd say maybe it's a 60-40. Like 60% chance it'd be someone else, 40% chance it'd be you extending the olive branch. Just because I'm seeing you guys kind of wrapped up in work, so it seems a little more likely to be them extending that olive branch. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing there. All right, in the hopes or fears position, we have the Page of Cups and the Lovers. So this is interesting to see these two. I feel like this would be more of a fear, possibly, whereas this would definitely be a hope. So, okay, let's look at it in a simple way where, like I was saying, if maybe you guys are the ones who are extending the olive branch, there could be some fear around coming through with that offer, right? Maybe not knowing how it'll be received. And then with the Lovers there, hoping for things to be worked out behind the scenes, right? So we see that angel figure there, looks like their hand motions are related to the two people in front of them. So that could be how you're looking at it too. Like, okay, you know what? I really don't even know where to begin to come back to fix this connection. I hope that things will just work themselves out, right? That could have been the energy you guys have been in for a while. And possibly just because you've been overthinking it so much, right? Now, around career too, it could just be saying that, so if you are in the market, for example, for a new job, you could just be hoping that you don't make the wrong choice, right? That you're seeing things clearly and that you can trust that energetically you will be led in the right direction. So that could be for those of you who are, like I said, if that Seven of Cups is pointing to a lot of offers that you have on the table for work, just hoping that you make the right choice there. All right, and in the outcome position, we have the Eight of Cups in reverse. So this is actually Pisces energy. As I'm recording this, we pretty much just had that Pisces full moon. But seeing this come up in reverse, usually when we have it in the upright, it represents walking away to seek something more fulfilling on an emotional level. So to see this in reverse could just be saying that possibly due to the retrograde energies, you might decide to stay put where you are. Now, I will say, if that's the case, it does look like there needs to be some pressure alleviated there. So, like I said, it could be as simple as, if we're going back to the career example, you guys are in a job where you just feel really overwhelmed. So, for some of you might decide, oh, I'm not going to leave it behind altogether. But if that's the case, I do still feel like the energies here are pointing to you guys potentially just needing a little bit of time away. You know, like I said, even if it's just a 3-day weekend, 4-day weekend or something, just get a fresh reset and then come back toward the work from there. All right, so hopefully that resonated with you guys. We'll move on to your oracle card. We have Poised. There's the artwork, and the number is 48. So we'll see what it says. So interesting to see that, because Poised makes you think of that confident presentation, but here we see a lot of anxiety and being caught up in your head. So for a lot of you, I do feel like that'll probably be a temporary thing, but we'll see what the messages say. Okay, it says being ready, bringing something to light, being at your best, confidence. The Oracle's message. You can be assured that you are ready for anything right now. You know what you need to, your skills are sharp, you've come to this place armed with wisdom and knowledge, and you sense a new phase of your life about to begin. People respond to your confidence and trust you. This is an auspicious time to begin new things. So pretty positive message there, especially for those of you where, like I said, if you are in some kind of transition around your work lives, that definitely sounds like a positive message there. The relationship message says, when you're confident and happy in your own skin, you are ready for deeper, more intimate relationships. You have nothing to prove right now. You are completely yourself and can handle anything. Love, friendships, and harmonious new connections are all present now or are coming in. You're ready to give and receive from the heart. This is a beautiful place to be. So, pretty positive message there. And like I said, quite frankly, it doesn't like your confidence is peaking right now with the energies that we do see there. But I'm just getting the feeling that it would be mostly temporary, especially if you guys do find the time to take a little bit of time away and help clear your minds for a bit. The prosperity message says you have every reason to feel confident. Everything you need to make your success concrete is now at your disposal. You can take action knowing you're ready to step into your power, into your light, and into your service to the world. The direction you're moving in is your destiny. Your soul is smiling with joy as you align with this truth. So, pretty positive message there. And again, it almost feels like there is a bit of a contrast between what we're seeing in your energy versus what the card is pointing to. And that calls me back to, it might even been the last 2 months, but at least 2 months ago, there was a reading where I had that energy coming across where you guys, there was a good opportunity in front of you, but for whatever reason, you had a level of skepticism around it. You weren't believing it, that it was actually, that it could be yours or something along those lines. So this could just be a bit of a continuation of that. And this could just be spirit coming through to continue to say, no, you're ready for this, So hope that resonated with you guys. And lastly, we have a mudra. So the mudra you guys got this month is the Mugar Mudra. There it is there. The keyword for it is loyalty. All right. And there's the info on it if you want to pause it or take a screenshot to read what it has to say. But under benefits, it says increases courage, virtue, and loyalty, stimulates the immune system, activates the body's self-healing power, and according to yoga tradition, facilitates the healing of major diseases such as cancer. So if you think that would be a mudra that would be beneficial for you guys, I will put the name of it in the description of the video as always. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.